Καλημέρα. Καλησπέρα μάλλον. Εδώ είμαστε. Καλή είναι, δεν είναι και κακή. Χρόνια πολλά.
Βέβαια. Χρόνια πολλά.
Can you hear me well?
I can hear you well. Can you hear me well?
If you want to add a little volume, then we can hear you even better. But we'll be quiet and we'll try to hear everything you say.
All right. Well, shall I start in order to save time?
Welcome to our class on modern Greek drama. We're thrilled to be speaking to you. This is a real treat for us, and we have questions, and we want to make sure that you can hear us and we can hear you. We're recording, you know that.
Yes.
Yes, and
you are allowed to record. Yes.
I hope it's a loud recording so that you can have a copy and enjoy hearing everything again in the future.
Yes, I'm going to pour some whiskey into my coffee. Yes.
I wish we had whiskey to offer you. It's hard to do that at long distance. Would you like to say something before we start the questions? We're listening to you.
Yes, I have prepared. I'm writing since this morning answers to the questions you send me. I don't know whether you would like me to read the answers, and so after my answers you can ask me new questions on my answers.
We want to hear you as much as possible, so I think
right.
you should start, and then we will have...
I'm starting.
You're starting.
To save time and space, I decided to change the order of the agenda, not strictly set by Dia's questionnaire, so that I can clarify matters vice versa and start from the end. Although I call the prelapse of the Monarchians a play without a beginning and without an end. So I start with Jack Zeiter's question. He says, what inspired me to write this play? Well, the answer is not simple. The reason lies in a very unhappy incident, a nearly fatal self-accident of my life. How do you like all this euphemism and evasions? After this not top secret confession, one has the right to say that Monarchin was I, although he became not I, as he gradually developed into a play. And now for my second open confession. Writing the play saved my life from a new desperate attempt. It made me see the funniest part of my dilemma, or the funny side. I cannot read my own writing. Monarchin made me realize that a second coming is better than any second going. Yes, I owe a lot to Monarchin, writing about him while I must also confess drinking with him. Have you heard what I said?
We're laughing.
To quote or misquote my hero, let's say à la manière of Monarchin, drinking is at my first confession, together with my first answer to Jack, covers and honors the question of some other responders in this friendly and not holy inquisition about Monarchin. How did you conceive the idea for a play as cerebral as the prelapse of the Monarchin? Where from did you draw inspiration? Ask Honor Flannery, who watched the play before reading it. How and why did you pick the title The Prelapse of the Monarchin? Asked Jeff Yangi, or Yangi, who, unlike Honor, read the play as it is his practice before watching the video, while Taylor Stigler, who prefers reading Monarchin to watching him, at where did I draw my biggest influence from. Playwriting unwise, Samuel Beckett perhaps, although my first naughty mentor was Willie, Hamlet's father. I used to read and play for years together with an English friend of mine almost all Shakespeare's major roles, as well as Vladimir Ernest Dragon. Aside end here. Bess Supanuzotti, who also thinks best to read the text and then to view it on DVD, wonders how I managed to keep the audience engaged throughout such a long monologue. What else can I say to Bess than thank you? This was the best compliment I had up to now. I always thought better to be engaged until eventually got happily married to my cousin Marina. Andrew Fyfe, who first came to know the play by reading it and pick apart among the literary references and pick apart many of the literary references, and this enjoyed and thus enjoyed more the DVD later, especially by the second time he saw it, asked how closely Monikin's thoughts resemble mine as a writer. I will come to that in a few minutes and also revert to Ono Flammery, to Ono Flammery's belief that Monikin is a cerebral play. But first, to Juan Rodriguez's categorical, more answering than questioning statement. This is an extremely personal play, a statement which covers the whole primordial question of Monikin's creation. I said primordial. I start talking again like Monikin. How much, if at all, asked Juan after his statement, is Monikin's train of thought influenced by your own views on spirituality, life, society, and popular culture? There's the rub, as Monikin says, together with Hamlet. I have to bring Samuel Beckett back into our conversation, who, after a special revealing moment in his own life, wrote Kraft's Last Tape, a tragicomedy full of sad reminiscences irreligiously kept by Kraft on a tape recorder. Past mishaps as present ones, sleeping because of a banana skin, for instance, make us laugh, reminding us of Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton, similar tragicomic scenes. Laughter is the real catharsis in our lives, unlike gods in ancient Greek tragedies, which have perhaps their real catharsis in Aristophanes or even in Euripides, who, notwithstanding his many deus ex machina, just a gimmick of his, knew how to make fun of both gods and men sometimes, although he always treated more sympathetically the latter. Before my lines become more continuous, as Peter Faraday views my lines in the play, I come back to the raised theme of Monikin's conception. Did I write this play on one sitting? Or, as Scott Malloy asks, how much the play was planned or thought out carefully, and how much was actually my own stream of consciousness? And to this, Grace Luesmer adds her own doubt about how I wrote this play, and wonders whether I had in mind all the literary reference while I was making up my Monikin's dialogue. Stop. Grace said dialogue and not monologue, which answers a lot of other students' questions. The theatricality or the theatricality of a monologue, or why I have not used more persons live in my play, since they are anyhow two more mannequins communicating by phone with one and only protagonist in this play. I am referring to Caroline Quincy's and to Marlowe Sadley's and to Caitlin Kim's remarks in the form of the play I chose. All of them, as far as I remember, enjoyed reading the play or after watching the DVD, and that should be sufficient to me. But I should like to take this opportunity to make a remark which I consider crucial. It is the content of each play which determines the number of the actors. And a monologue is a continuous dialogue, not with one person or idea or two or three, which may make it transform it into a triangle log. But even with a cast of 1,000 persons or ideas, have you ever thought how many persons, pictures or ideas pass through our minds every minute, awake or asleep? If not, ask your Wikipedia.